Matthew McConaughey has just done something that nobody saw coming, and the internet cannot stop talking about it. A single photo, posted without much explanation, has completely flipped his image overnight, leaving fans stunned, confused, amused, and honestly a little obsessed. Because the man known for his rugged charm, effortless cool, and iconic Hollywood presence has suddenly appeared in a look so unexpected, so wildly different, that many people didn't even recognize him at first glance. It all started when McConaughey shared a photo on social media that instantly began circulating across platforms. In that image, he's sitting on a tennis court, but everything about him feels off in the most fascinating way possible. His hair, no longer the familiar wavy, sun-kissed style people associate with him, is now styled into bright blonde pigtails. Not subtle, not slightly different, full-on, eye-catching, almost cartoonish pigtails tied neatly on both sides of his head. And that's just the beginning. He's also wearing a feather-trimmed robe in a soft pink shade, paired with bold, tropical patterned shorts that look like they belong on a beach vacation rather than a tennis court. On his feet are white sneakers, clean and simple, but somehow adding to the overall surreal vibe. Around his neck hangs a pendant, and across his waist is a fanny pack. Yes, a fanny pack, positioned like it's the most natural accessory in the world. Then there's the beard. Thick, rugged, unmistakable McConaughey, but now contrasting sharply with those playful, almost childlike pigtails. It's this combination that's throwing everyone off, because it's not just a hairstyle change, it's a complete visual contradiction. And just when people thought they might get some explanation, McConaughey kept it minimal, almost cryptic. The caption on the photo reads, "The pleasure is good for you." That's it. No context, no explanation, no hint at whether this is for a movie, a photo shoot, or just a random creative moment. And that single sentence has only deepened the mystery. Within minutes of the post going live, fans began reacting, and the reactions were all over the place. Some people were genuinely confused, asking if the image was real. Others were laughing, calling it one of the most unexpected celebrity transformations they've seen in years. And then there were those who praised him for being fearless, for not caring about looking cool all the time, and for embracing something completely out of the ordinary. Comments flooded in saying things like, "I had to zoom in to make sure that was him," and "This might be the most random celebrity post of the year," while others wrote, "Only McConaughey could pull this off and still make it iconic." And that's the thing. This isn't just about a strange haircut or a quirky outfit. It's about the fact that it's Matthew McConaughey doing it. Because for decades, McConaughey has built a very specific image. He's the laid-back Texas guy with effortless charisma, the actor who can go from romantic comedies to intense dramas without losing that signature charm. The guy who made "all right, all right, all right" a cultural catchphrase. He's always been cool, but in a natural, almost unbothered way, which is exactly why this transformation feels so shocking. But if you really think about it, maybe it shouldn't be, because beneath that cool exterior, McConaughey has always been someone who fully commits to whatever he does, especially when it comes to his craft. This is the same actor who lost a dramatic amount of weight for a role, completely transforming his body and appearance in ways that shocked audiences long before this moment. He's changed his look, his energy, even his entire demeanor for different characters over the years. He's never been afraid to go all in. And that's what makes this moment so interesting, because while it looks random on the surface, there's a strong possibility that this transformation is tied to something bigger. Fans have already started speculating. Some believe this could be a sneak peek at a new film role, maybe something eccentric, comedic, or deeply unconventional. Others think it might be part of a high-fashion editorial shoot, where bold, unexpected looks are the entire point. And then there's a third group who think McConaughey might just be experimenting, embracing a more playful side of himself without any specific project attached. And honestly, any of those explanations could be true. Because at this stage in his career, McConaughey doesn't need to follow any rules. He doesn't need to maintain a certain image or stick to what people expect from him. He's already proven himself as an actor, as a public figure, and as someone who can command attention without trying too hard. So if he wants to show up in blonde pigtails and a feather robe, he can. and people are going to pay attention. But what makes this moment even more fascinating is the timing. Because recently, McConaughey has been very present in the public eye, but in a completely different context. He's been seen supporting sports teams, attending games, and actively engaging with communities, particularly in Texas. He's been involved with his Major League Soccer team and has been spotted at basketball games, showing his support and enthusiasm. In those appearances, he's looked exactly like you'd expect, relaxed, confident, and very much himself, which makes this sudden shift into something so visually bizarre even more striking. It's like two completely different versions of the same person. On one hand, you have the grounded, family-oriented, sports-loving McConaughey, and on the other hand, you have this almost theatrical, exaggerated version that feels like it belongs in a completely different world. And maybe that contrast is the point, because McConaughey has always talked about balance, about understanding different sides of life, different energies, and different ways of expressing yourself. He's spoken about creativity, about taking risks, and about not being afraid to step outside of your comfort zone. And this transformation might just be a visual representation of that philosophy. It's unexpected, it's bold, it's a little strange, but it's also undeniably memorable. And in today's world, where content is constantly competing for attention, being memorable is everything. That single image has already generated headlines, discussions, and endless speculation. It's been shared across platforms, dissected by fans, and analyzed by entertainment outlets trying to figure out what it all means. But maybe the real reason it's so captivating is because it doesn't come with a clear explanation. It leaves room for interpretation, it invites curiosity, and it reminds people that even someone as familiar as Matthew McConaughey can still surprise them. Because just when you think you figured someone out, just when you think you know exactly what to expect, they do something completely different, and suddenly you're paying attention all over again. There's also something refreshing about it. In an industry where image is everything, where celebrities often stick to carefully curated appearances, McConaughey's willingness to look unusual, even a little ridiculous, is kind of rare. It shows a level of confidence that goes beyond appearances. It says, I don't need to look a certain way to be taken seriously, and that's a powerful message. At the same time, it's also just fun. Because not everything needs to be serious. Not every transformation needs to be explained. Sometimes it's okay for something to exist simply because it's interesting, unexpected, and a little bit weird. And that's exactly what this is. It's a moment that breaks the pattern, a moment that gets people talking, a moment that reminds everyone why they're still so fascinated by celebrities in the first place. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about talent or success. It's about unpredictability. It's about those moments that make you stop scrolling, look twice, and say, wait, what? And right now, Matthew McConaughey has given the world exactly that kind of moment. Whether this turns out to be part of a larger project or just a one-time creative expression, it's already done its job. It's captured attention, it's sparked conversation, and it reminded people that even the most familiar faces can still surprise us. And honestly, that might be the most impressive thing of all. Because in a world where everything feels predictable, being unpredictable is a superpower, and McConaughey just proved that he still has it. So now the question isn't just, why did he do this? It's what's coming next. Because if this is just the beginning, then whatever he does next is definitely going to be worth watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.